Hey everyone, Priscilla Ono here, global makeup artist for Fenty Beauty. Today I'm going to be recreating a recent look that I did for Rihanna, this really beautiful baby doll look. So I'm going to start off by using Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation. It's one of my favorite foundations to use on Rihanna. Rihanna has a bit of an oily skin type, so this is perfect because it's going to last all day long. This look in particular that I did was a night look. And you know, when you're out all night, you got to make sure your foundation really locks in place. And Pro Filter Soft Matte is the perfect foundation for that. So I'm applying this with the full body foundation brush, and I'm kind of just blending all over, little increments. And I did choose a slightly warmer tone for Senya because she does have a bit of a tan on her chest and shoulders. So I want that to really match in. And a little goes a long way. I'm using one pump for the entire face. This is also a very buildable foundation, so if you wanted to add more, you could always build. I'm also going to take it down a little bit on the neck and a little behind the ears. You want to make sure that you get it on all over so that it's like the perfect match. Now I did prep Senya's skin with lots of moisturizer and the Pro Filter Hydrating Primer. I wanted to add a lot of nice hydration because I was using a soft matte foundation and her skin was just a little dry. So I am gonna go in with the Pro Filter Concealer. Senya is 190 in Pro Filter Foundation. I'm actually using her corresponding color, which is also 190. Sometimes I do like to go a little bit lighter, but I really like that 190 is just her perfect skin tone. I actually like to use the 210 blending brush to blend out the concealer. It's so tapered and fluffy, so it like airbrushes the concealer in place. And this just is gonna give her a little bit of brightness, but because it is the corresponding color to her foundation, it's not gonna be too light under her eyes. It's like the perfect wake me up without it being too bright. Okay, so now we're gonna add a little bit of contour, and I'm gonna be taking the matchsticks. I'm gonna be using amber, but I'm gonna mix in a little bit of suede just to warm it up a tad. Just because Senya does have that beautiful tan, I wanna complement it really nicely. So just mixing those together, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit on the bottom of the cheekbones. A really good measuring place is so the end of her lips going upward, and that's kind of where you want your contour to start and end. So nothing below this point. It gives a really nice lifting effect. A little on the temples as well. This kind of gives like a little bit of a snatch situation up here, which we all love. And then a little underneath the chin and jawline. And just underneath, you never want to go right on the jawline here in the chin area. You don't want to give yourself a 5 o'clock shadow. A little bit on the temples, and then we bring it up onto the hairline of the forehead. So now I'm going to go in with Cheeks Out Cream Blush, and this is in the color Petal Poppin', and I'm applying this with the 195 brush. And we always do a little smile, pop on the color, and when there's not a lot of time for makeup, I think the go-to is always a good brow, some good cheek, and a good lip. And you can never go wrong with that. So this gotta be a good cheek. So we wanna apply a really nice amount of blush. It just really gives that like baby doll effect. It looks really fresh and sweet and super youthful too. So now we're gonna add a little bit of Invisimatte powder. It is the best no color powder. It goes with anyone's skin tone. It's pretty much invisible. It just takes away that unwanted shine. And especially when you don't have too much time to do makeup looks, you don't have too much time to do like the baking, the powder, all that situation, just a little bit of Invisimatte on all the areas that you want to look less shiny, and it just disappears. So I'm gonna move on to brows. I'm using Brow MVP in the color Medium Brown, and it's all about a good brow. So a good brow always starts with a good arch. So I'm gonna go in at the very top of the brow. I always start at the arch because we want that super lifted effect. Rihanna loves a very pronounced arch. She loves a good arch. So we always start there to kind of frame the eye, and then I'm gonna bring it down onto the tail. So a good tip if you ever want like that high brow effect, start applying your product more so on the top point of the brow. Try not to apply too much product at the bottom base of the brow. You want most of it to go at the very top. It's gonna give you the highest arch possible. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little bit of Pro Filter Concealer, the same Pro Filter Concealer that I used under the eyes, and I'm just gonna dab a little bit right on the eyelids just to kind of base them out, make them look all one tone so that my eyeshadow can go on perfectly smooth. A little technique I like to do is to apply the concealer as an eyeshadow base. Because the Pro Filter is a long wear concealer, it really helps my eyeshadow stay on longer. And when there's not a lot of time, it's a multi-use product because I also used it under the eyes. So now I'm gonna go in with the True Neutrals palette, and I'm gonna go in with Come and Get It, which is a fan favorite. It's a really nice crease and warm transition shade. And I'm just kind of applying this as a wash of color all in the crease area. And it's okay to get a little bit right on the eyelid as well, because you just want like a nice warm wash. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, just kind of all over in the crease. A little on the eyelid is okay, just to get a wash of it going. So I'm gonna go in with KILLAWATT in Chic Freak Girl Next Door. I'm gonna kind of dip into both of them. It's this really pretty pink champagne color, perfect for the eyelids. And I'm just gonna press that right all over the lids. And it just gives this really beautiful sparkle and shine. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of Wish You Would in Big Truffle. And I'm just gonna closely tight line her upper eyelid, so really close to the lash line. And I'm gonna go back with my True Neutrals palette, and I'm gonna take the color Affogato and just kind of go over top it and kind of just smoke it out. So I went ahead and added some individual false lashes, and I also added the full frontal mascara. Now I'm gonna go in and finish up the eyeshadow. I'm gonna go back in with True Neutrals and use Come and Get It. And I'm just gonna take this and apply it underneath the bottom lash line. And I'm just gonna smoke it underneath, just to give a nice little shadow under here. So anytime you do any kind of shadow underneath your bottom lash line, I always suggest using the same color that you use as your transition shade. Now we're gonna go in to the Rose palette, and I'm gonna pick up on the color Lil Miss, which is a little more pinky, and I'm gonna use this all in the crease. So this is just gonna give it a really nice, pretty pink wash. And I still like to layer the brownie tone underneath first. Before I put this pink on top, it just gives it like a really nice natural effect. When we were doing glam for this look, I really didn't have that much time, and I saw the outfit, and I had been wanting to do a more pinky eyeshadow on Rhi for a long time, but I was always kind of like hesitant to ask her because I feel like she would be like, pink eyeshadow like all over my crease. So this is the perfect time for me to sneak it in. I kind of just took a little and kind of did like a quick little wash of it. Next, I'm gonna go in with Liquid KILLAWATT in the color Vintage Velour. This is my favorite to use on the inner corners of the eyes. It adds for the most prettiest pop. And I'm just gonna take that and kind of just follow her natural inner tear duct. Now I'm gonna go back in with Chic Freakin' Girl Next Door KILLAWATT. Gives the perfect glow. And I'm just using the shark tooth brush. And I'm gonna add a little bit down the bridge. And I just finished off the lip. I used Gloss Bomb Cream in CUPCAKIN. And now I'm gonna apply Gloss Bomb in Fussy right on top, just to add that really beautiful shine. And this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to see your recreations. Don't forget to tag us at Fenty Beauty.